Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday encounter of an everyday life of an SB. In today's channel, pretty much as said, that most of my series will be cut into series and such as chapters of my book. So therefore this one is Living with AS, the introduction, which will cover what is AS, the clinical versus my definition, pretty much briefly. The terms and terminology that will keep coming up now and again and throughout my video series, which is still AS, ASD, OCD, SB. I'll be briefly, hopefully, giving you guys the terms of what it means, so to speak. Also, who found out about the research of AS, what did he found out about it, pretty much his view on it, and the like. Okay, let's begin. Okay, today for most of all women, we are usually in a spectrum umbrella of a subculture within a subculture. Now I'm hearing you all thinking, Kieran, what the hell are you on about? Can you please explain? So therefore, here I'm coming to you guys right now to explain it to you. I'm meaning pretty much that there has been a subdivision of certain natural cultures around us, be it, from all over the world, that are encased or enclosed in and within an integrated network of different behaviors, traits, attitudes to a certain degree now, where everyday people choose to accept or reject these certain ideas or theories that has come into practice today. Mostly all women from all walks of life, regardless, young and old, in different stages of life, from their backgrounds or experiences of life, pretty much has their challenges, habits, traits, and outlook as men. Yet they have their own spin to this condition of AS. AS, however, does prominently show differently or present it differently in young women and girls of all ages and stages of life. Yet it has been perceived differently in their eyes, which therefore hasn't been yet recognised till this day today. As I have been realising that AS has been predominantly found more in males in the past than in females, but now it's showing more in females too as well. However, we all have heard about pretty much, what's his name, Albert Einstein, the famous physician who had AS, and there's pretty much some other people out there that has, AS, so to speak, too, which is Johnny Depp, the famous actor. He has AS, and there's a lady named that was with him on the Pirates of the Caribbean main series of them before they put Penelope Cruz on. I can't remember her name on the top of the head, but you guys will know who I mean. Anyway, we have heard, however, that there has been many diagnoses hidden amongst another diagnoses, or shall we say with certain other conditions, as I call it, not disabilities, as I'm going to briefly touch on about disabilities later on in the piece about this. This is meaning that certain cases, however, a lot of people have been misdiagnosed with other conditions that's covered up with my, AS or other conditions, which are your ADD, ADHD, from many specialists. Now, however, I have realised that, yes, many people may question this time and time again. Why do medical specialists pretty much misdiagnose these kind of conditions and pretty much put another label onto it? However, that's a very good question. To me, there are two possible answers to this. Even though, yes, they are human, pretty much they make mistakes like every other day humans, like us, so to speak. One could be is because, as I said before, the diagnoses are hidden under the other diagnoses, such as, like with my condition, AS is covered up in the mask of depression, OCD, OCD, and the like. Because obviously with these conditions they have similar symptoms Okay, however, so it's hard to detect which is which, so they'll just choose any given moment, out of the book. Oh, they've got such as, schizophrenia, or they've got pretty much ADD, however, that's where it came about with me before, finding out more. Another number two, the last one of it, was the lack of knowledge and awareness pretty much of these conditions. These conditions, this condition AS is just brand new. It's just come about after being researched through Hens Asperger's, and like many specialists has been pretty much trying to do more conducting of research and more understanding of this condition, but as I said to myself, there needs to be more awareness and understanding in this term and age of AS, so that we can pretty much walk in each other's shoes and hopefully take a different look on different aspects of life of how people come about with this. Okay, the terminology that I was mentioning before, I've only got 2 definitions written down so far, but I'll hopefully define the rest of them later on of what I mentioned in this piece. SB is the first one. This is one who in which has AS that is believed to be as part of the autism spectrum disorder. Pretty much this is not a put down to these ones. These ones are just pretty much ones that are basically, a classical terminology. I'll put this slang term as for people with Asperger's syndrome, or just another terminology for Asperger's syndrome. ASD, however, is defined as a group of developmental disorders such as autism or AS, marked by impairments in the ability to communicate or interact socially with their peers, by the presence of their repetitive behaviour or restricted interests, be it whatever it is. So therefore, I'll be touching base more on this later, and these terms were found in Urban Dictionary and Merriam-Webster, which if you want me to, I'll put these references and links up. Right. Pretty much now let's get to business about Hens Asperger's, just briefly. In 1914, he conducted a research based on autistic-like patients, however, that pretty much he has found and concluded that these patients pretty much struggles with everyday non-verbal and verbal communication skills, peer interactions, limited but intense interests, higher than average IQ levels, so to speak, strong verbal skills, and an awesome ability to remember details, facts, and numbers. And then also, pretty much another one was pretty much that they may be clumsy as well. Sometimes, yes, they may have a bit of amnesia, forgetting things and whatnot, like the like of any one of us. Okay, however, what he quoted here, people with AS has been recently believed that this is an ASD, an autism spectrum disorder, which has been characterized with such difficulties that involve social interaction with peers and non-verbal communication, as well as in some cases, many of them have restricted and repetitive patterns of behavior and interest. This, however, does differ from ASD due to its relative preservation of linguistic, the language, and cognitive brain development in people with this syndrome. I'll be talking more about this, however, as said, in the disability sector of it, and how it works of the autism versus looking into the brain of the autistics, pretty much the treatments and alternative treatments and therapies for them, how to go about it, and also hopefully maybe just a short brief bit how it works for me of these alternative treatments that may work for you guys. Okay, now my term of AS is defined as this: it's an everyday struggle, and it's an everyday part of me. Okay, which means that no matter what, I try not to let it, conjure me, make me go about my merry way to just being down and out, so to speak. Even though, yes, many people may think it's pretty much where I have my weaknesses, strengths, and the like. just like every one of us do have our struggles. However, it's just the way who I am and what I am. So take me or leave me, accept me, reject me. This is who I am, what I am today. And to what I have been doing in the past, present, like anyone else of these challenges, will determine the outcome of the future, so to speak. Yes, is the many challenges that are faced based on the everyday choices. Yes, choices we make every day, good or bad, so to speak. I know that for a fact that the good will always outweigh the bad, so to speak. These challenges, however, is up to us how we're going to accept them or reject them and how we're going to go about everyday business, so to speak. We can do anything, we can conquer anything if we choose to do so in our power, in our strength, in our own thing. It's about having the right attitude and right positive thinking on how we go about our business, however. As you all know, you may have pretty much followed me on Facebook, some of years, or I don't know, but a few months ago I had a decree of the day, and this is what I've tried to follow every day, what I've been learning. I will not let these challenges, however, take over me or overwhelm me to the point where I'll likely to give up. Today is my day to shine out and conquer out everything that I have planned out my day, in my strength, in my time, in my being, and in my own given desire. As I choose to be a winner and victor in my own given right, I let these challenges challenge me. I am the one that pretty much tries to be positive, bring out the I statements, to, be positive and hopefully be real strong and minded in my own given right, just trying to build up my confidence despite what people may think of me. I can accept it or reject it pretty much, or listen, or just ignore them, whatever the choice may be, or partake in it. But more on that later. Okay, all I can say is I want to give you guys a heads up pretty much of what I want to say to you all is be true, be you, be yourself, love yourself, accept yourself, and hopefully everyone around you will accept you and love you for who you are. So much love to you all. Peace out, and we'll see you soon.